What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Sly Jordy, and welcome back to Need for Speed Rivals over 10 years later. Man, I feel old. I remember when this game came out on the PlayStation 4. I actually got it on the PlayStation 3. That's how old this game is. We're playing on the PlayStation 5 today, so the experience might be a little different. But this is going to be the first of many Need for Speed revisits we'll be doing this year. Which include a playthrough of 2015 and Heat. But if you want me to do a full playthrough of any of the other Need for Speed we'll be revisiting, including this one, then be sure to make sure this video does well, leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get back into Need for Speed Rivals in 2024. Well, here we are in the Racers Garage for Need for Speed Rivals. This was essentially Hot Pursuit, but better. It was literally that. It took me a while to really try to put into words how to describe this game, but it was really Hot Pursuit, but better. And funnily enough, I didn't actually like this game at first. When it came out and I got it on the PlayStation 3, this was the game that came after Most Wanted 2012, a game that I really loved. I'm a big Need for Speed game fan, and you know, I'm unlike a lot of the fan base seems to be, I'm not really stuck on a particular identity, you know? I don't mind if we get Underground, I don't mind if we get a Most Wanted style game, or whatever, or they try something new. I just want a good game, you know? That's why, even though, it wasn't, Most Wanted or whatever, it tried its own thing, I love Heat. Heat was, in my top 3. But this game, you know, Most Wanted 2012 was, one of my favorite games ever growing up. So much so I still play it now on the PS Vita. And Rivals came right after that, and I hated this game. I did not like it at first. The racers were a lot more difficult. The police were a lot more difficult. The handling felt like Most Wanted 2012, I'll give it that, but it was a lot more difficult. And as a kid, I just couldn't deal with it. And, this is coming from the same kid who was able to beat Most Wanted 05 and beat Carbon. Carbon was my favorite Need for Speed. It still is my favorite Need for Speed, but there was just something about Rivals. And then, not just it was more difficult, but it was also glitchy as all hell, especially on the PlayStation 3. It was pretty bad on the PS3. It would crash often. And I just hated it, and I didn't play much of Rivals on the PlayStation 3 at all, and it actually caused me to stop playing Need for Speed. That's how much I disliked this game. I never got the reboot. Even when I got the PS4, I never bought Need for Speed 2015. I hated this game. Left such a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't play another Need for Speed game, another new one, until about 2018 when I bought the deluxe edition of 2015, and obviously from there I ended up buying Rivals again. Actually, I think I bought Rivals early 2018. I gave it another chance and ended up liking it a lot more. So it was one of those things that it grew on me over time. As a kid, I disliked this game, you know, because a lot of people, they really bring up the fact, oh, this game brought back a career mode, a personalization, but this was on the same generation as games like Carbon, Undercover, The Run. You know, we had career modes on that generation, so much so that Rivals just wasn't that big of a deal for me. Yeah, it looked good, but, you know, I didn't really care for the story mode unless I felt the game was enjoyable, and Rivals just was not enjoyable for me as a kid. You know, Most Wanted 2012 was. I have so many memories of the multiplayer, but I remember actually completing Rivals, but only on the cop side. The racers were actually a lot more difficult than, obviously, Most Wanted 2012, and even other Need for Speed games from the past. It really was, and after playing Hot Pursuit 2010, the remaster of that, this game really was Hot Pursuit 4. You know, this was Hot Pursuit Free Roam. And I've actually heard recently that this map is actually Need for Speed Hot Pursuit's map, but flipped or mirrored. So kind of like Undercover PS2 was Most Wanted's map, but mirrored. I don't know if that's true, to be quite honest, but I have definitely seen certain areas of the map that are for sure at least heavily inspired by Hot Pursuit. And I feel like Rivals, like if that is really true, I feel like this is exactly what Undercover PS2 did, where they flipped it, mirrored it. Same with Carbon Own the City. Own the City was Most Wanted's map, but flipped. But they've just retextured it, and I feel like they've done the same here. If that is true, I don't really have any reason to believe that's true. There are certain off-road shortcuts in Most Wanted. I'm pretty sure the dam isn't here. Not in Most Wanted, in Hot Pursuit, sorry. I'm pretty sure the dam isn't here neither. Like, I don't remember a dam. There's also a winter area in Rivals that I absolutely adore. There is certain areas that aren't from Hot Pursuit, and maybe they put more effort into retexturing it, I don't know. But one of the most impressive things about Need for Speed Rivals was that it was made in only 5 months. So this was when Ghost Games first came out, was a studio. I really do miss them. But yeah, this was their first game, obviously, and with a lot of help from Criterion, of course. It was basically, they ported a lot of stuff from Most Wanted and then Hot Pursuit as well. It was basically, I think IGN actually described this game as Most Wanted 2012 meets Hot Pursuit 2010, and it came out as a great game. And honestly, in hindsight, I do agree with that. This is a great game. At launch, it wasn't, and it definitely wasn't what I wanted at the time, but it was a great game. So look at us in our McLaren P1. We had a career overview mode, which was awesome. So we should definitely try doing one of these speed lists, that's for sure. I definitely don't want to do one that's too short, though, that's for sure. I want to do one where we have to do a Hot Pursuit and a race. I don't know, I might have to go through. Or we could just reach heat level 5 on one of those and just keep doing Gold Only Hot Pursuit. Okay, so this was one we'd want to do. So let's do this one. We'll do the Hornet's Nest. I mean, it doesn't matter either way, I think they're all the same. But yeah, that's the career mode. So yeah, the career mode was basically you do those speed lists through, like, you had like 10 chapters each, I think. You got a decent amount of story content in this game, to be fair. I don't know if I'd ever replay through it again though, but I have all the DLC cars as well. I have the complete edition. Apart from the Maserati, you had to gain that through Overwatch, which was essentially, and it was I'm surprised EA never trademarked the name Overwatch, Overwatch isn't made by EA. So yeah, I'm surprised they never trademarked it, because this was basically the mobile app for Need for Speed, and yeah, if you had the mobile app, you were able to get that Maserati. So that car I'm just never ever going to be able to get now, unfortunately. But one of my favourite cars from this game that they just still haven't added back to any of the newer Need for Speeds was the Lamborghini Veneno. So we're going to use this car, that's for sure. But yeah, there were quite a few like exotic options, and they could genuinely bring a lot of these back to the newer game. The graphics aren't too different. You could just polish it a little bit and then whatever. We also had Pursuit Tech, so it was literally Hot Pursuit 2010. You had car personalization. You weren't able to change any of the body parts, but you got the choice in liveries and paint, which after Most Wanted 2012 was welcomed by pretty much everybody. It's honestly one of my only issues with Most Wanted 2012. There was no proper personalization. Performance upgrades, we got all these as well, but I've got this one maxed out. So yeah, without further ado, let's actually leave the building, and we should probably get to doing a Hot Pursuit. And I want to do, or we could do an Interceptor. Apparently I've never done that one. But we should probably do one that starts in the snow. There's only one though, unfortunately. So, yeah, Hot Pursuit is essentially race meets the police, essentially. So, yeah, we'll start here. Oh, look at these loading screens, man. I did like these loading screens. We're never really going to have loading screens now. I don't know if did Unbound have any? I don't know. But I did really like these loading screens. I prefer heats, that's for sure, but I really don't mind these ones. I think loading screens like 2015's were definitely really, really lazy. But we should probably get to turning off this music now, because I do not want to get copyrighted. I only kept it on for the garage. Alright. First race back in Need for Speed Rivals. You basically started these right away. There was no need for any loading screens or anything, and 2015 pretty much did the same thing. It was only in Payback onwards that we had loading screens back for the races, unfortunately. I don't know how it is in Unbound, but hopefully in the next Need for Speed game that hopefully does come out this year, you know, we go right back to, you know, having the really, just immersive gameplay like this, you know, where we don't have to do a loading screen. We just get right back into it. I think I hit the cop with the ESF then. Yes, I did. Spike strips on the road. We got a jammer as well. That's lovely. See, this is just way better than Rivals, man. It's another reason why I was really puzzled as to why they wanted to remaster Hot Pursuit, you know? I would have thought it would have been better to do Most Wanted 2012, given the multiplayer was just way better than all the modern Need for Speeds at the time. Even Unbound, it's still better than that, so, you know. Very odd, that's for sure. But yeah, the handling definitely feels different. Oh my god, what is that Lambo doing? Let's go to the gas station, get our NOS refilled. So yeah, this is essentially brake to drift heaven. But I seem to have gotten the hang of it pretty quickly. Usually I'd have to go in a much slower car, but I don't need to do that. Definitely the racing here is a lot more difficult than recent Need for Speeds. Like, I can win hard events on Need for Speed Heat, like, really easily. You know? Here, though, very different. But we are out ahead. I mean, look at how gorgeous this game is. This game is absolutely gorgeous. 2013, by the way. So we were hot off the PS4 and Xbox One launches. That's how old this game is. You know, we're a whole generation ahead. Oh my god. Yeah, we are a whole generation ahead at this point. This game is over 10 years old now and it still looks this good. You know? It's absolutely insane. I don't even know if people still play this game. I mean, look at that. Oh my god, man. What a gorgeous game. I think I made a video a couple of years ago on this game, just called Need for Speed Rivals is gorgeous. I wouldn't mind if we had another Need for Speed game look like this, but here you go. There's a nice little victory right there. You got a health bar and everything. So Need for Speed Heat ended up being essentially Payback meets Rivals. And it was a great mixture. Great game. Heat ended up being one of the best games ever, and it just one of the best Need for Speed games ever, and it wouldn't be as good as it is without Rivals, you know? Rivals is a very good foundation. Hell, this game was a foundation for Need for Speed 2015, you know? So, as much as I disliked it at the time, and as much as I wouldn't want a game like this to come out as a Need for Speed game nowadays, I can't help but appreciate its existence because it is a really important game in the franchise. Without this, we wouldn't have the reboot games like 2015 and Heat, and even Unbound, you know, if you appreciate that game. Of course, I don't appreciate Payback that much because I don't know what they were doing there, but it is a good game still, so, you know, you have to have some level of appreciation for Rivals. But again, don't know why they'd remaster Hot Pursuit when this game exists. Okay, so we've got Easy Drive. You remember Easy Drive? It's got a little GPS here. Fortunately, the Pursuit doesn't disconnect for a while, even though I've definitely escaped. But yeah, Rivals was essentially the nighttime gameplay in Heat. Okay, so we're going to stop here and make sure we escape. There we go. Okay, so Easy Drive. So we got events, autolog recommends, autolog playlist. And this doesn't exist anymore, essentially. We have to do the Need for Speed Network app. We do have Autolog recommend, so they do recommend trying to beat our rivals and stuff, pun intended. We've got different events that we can set waypoints to. So the GPS would get you to the nearest hideout, the nearest repair shop. And then if you use, we've got players as well. So this would lead you to other players in the session if you were playing online. And yeah, events. Roaming racers are in this game. I don't know if you know, the other racers that you race against, they actually stay in the free roam. That's something I really miss. We haven't had that since Payback. That's something that needs to be brought back. I don't know if it's in Unbound. I don't think it is. But it makes the world feel so much more alive as a racing game if you have that. If you have other people driving around. Rivals introduced that. And for some reason, there isn't any more of that. Actually, I'm pretty sure Most Wanted 2012 had it. But that is definitely annoying. So I can't set a waypoint to an event now because of this random policeman. Absolutely ruining my day. So we've found an interceptor event anyway. It's one of my favourite spots on the map, actually, this area. I do love this area. So we're going to have a cop definitely smash into us. So what I'm going to do is start the interceptor with the ESF enabled. So if that police crashes into me, he gets ESF. There's a Bugatti chasing us. Oh no, that's a Veyron. Get out of here. We got another Lamborghini chasing us as well. It's an ESF. Oh, that is beautiful. Going through a little shortcut here. Alright, so I know this area of the map like the back of my hand. So I've already took the wrong turn, but I know where I want to go instantly. One of my favourite spots on the map. We've got a helicopter after us. This is crazy. It's only the chopper though, so we could actually, if it weren't for this chopper, we'd actually have beaten the event by now. But Kingfisher Road, I remember it like the back of my hand. It's absolutely amazing. Can we jam the chopper? I don't know. But the jammer does play the same sound effect noise as it did in Hot Pursuit, funnily enough. But that chopper should go away at some point. It should run out. But yeah, Kingfisher Road is an abandoned road. And look at this, you can go up, you can actually go up this ramp. Absolutely amazing. I'm not sure about the other one. The one to the side, but those ramps are really fun. Honestly, it's one of the most fun roads in the game. And I think we are about to get away from the chopper. It has to run out of fuel eventually. It has. There you go. So now I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to sit here. And just wait. We also need a little bit of a repair. I hear sirens. But the event has been done. There you go. 154. We got it done already. Oh my god, here they come. So, speed wall's done, and now we just get to the hideout. Literally the same as what you do with Heat. As soon as you're done, it's a whole risk versus reward system. We could choose to stay out, obviously, but you know, I have no need to make a risk. We only need to you know, we're just revisiting the game, so it's great. So that was the racer side of Rivals. And look at all those speed points rolling. Wow. So the speed points, I don't know if I've mentioned it already, that's obviously the currency for the game. This could be used to buy you upgrades, customize the car, etc., etc. We get into the cop career. Nice little transition there, and here we go with the Hennessy Phenom! Oh my god, I remember when they added this to Most Wanted 2012. It was basically a pay-to-win car, broken. It's exclusive to the police in this game, and that's another thing. There is a lot of cars that are exclusive to the cops in this game, but the one thing you do have an advantage over the cops with as a racer is the fact that you can upgrade the car, the speed and everything, whereas the police, we get 3 different variants of the same car. So we have the normal version right here. We have the Enforcer version, which improves strength, durability, but is a little slower, so it's probably a bit of a heavier car. And then we've got the Undercover version, which has more control, and that's pretty much it. It just has more control. It's better handling, I suppose. And I always liked using the Undercover version. I used to like role-playing in my head as a kid playing the PS3 game, because, of course, the cop side was the one I played the most. I never actually played Hot Pursuit 2010 as a youngin'. I think I did, but I didn't own it. I think I played it at a friend's house. But Rivals, I obviously spent most of my time playing as a cop, because since I didn't have Hot Pursuit, Rivals was pretty much the only Need for Speed game I'd played that had the cop side. And when I tried playing the racer side, I found it a bit too difficult, didn't like it, and went back to Most Wanted 2012 and didn't get a Need for Speed game by the time I was on the PS4. I remember the last PS3 game I was playing that was Need for Speed was Pro Street. I remember the days leading up to when I got the PS4, I was playing a lot of Pro Street and Most Wanted 2012, of course. But yeah, the McLaren SLR, we have to use this. This was one of the cars that should have been in Hot Pursuit 2010, but they didn't pay for the license for some reason. They just didn't want to. So we've got to use the McLaren SLR. I know there's the Hennessy Venom. Some people might want me to use that, but it's the McLaren SLR, man. You know, I got to use it. So we're going to use the Enforcer version of this. We've got different license plate, and the cool thing about a lot of the license plates in this game is that they actually they reference past events. So if we go back to the racer career now, you might actually note it. You might actually recognize a lot of the license plates that are actually in it. So we got the Canyon State one, the Fairhaven one. Oh, okay, they don't actually have the descriptions of them apparently. Well, they did in 2015. 2015, they had the descriptions of each license plate. But basically, these reference past games. So Seacrest County was Hot Pursuit, Olympic City, a very strange one considering there was no police in Underground, but that's Underground. This one says Fairhaven Police, but it also says Olympic City, which makes me think, canonically, in the Need for Speed universe, is Fairhaven close to Olympic City? Who knows? There's another Seacrest County one, and that's obviously Hot Pursuit. Palmont City, that's Carbon. Bayview is Underground 2. This one just says City Department, and this one, Tri-City. Oh, this one says Fairhaven as well. So this might actually be one of the Most Wanted 2012 police license plate. And this one, Tri-City Bay, is Undercover, which is always really cool. And we're currently playing in Redview County. That is the event for the police. So let's do... So I think we need to go to Chapter 4 to do one that we want. So I think it's this one. Yeah. Level 9, right? Oh, VRT called in, and then it shot at the big leagues. Yeah, okay, so this is what we want. Interceptor, Hot Pursuit. There's Rapid Response. So Rapid Response is essentially a time trial. We'll do Undercover because it has an Interceptor and a... Ooh, Interceptor and a Hot Pursuit. So Interceptor, you're just chasing after one person, and then Hot Pursuit, you're trying to take out an entire race. Okay, so let's have a look if we've got Pursuit Tech. Yes, we do. We've got ESF and SRAM. Dope. What level is this ESF? Not leveled up enough, so we're going to level this the hell up. Apparently that's now fully leveled up, so we can only get that to level 2. And we have the SRAM, which is essentially the shock ram. We'll get the level 2. We can get spikes. We can use spike strips, calling a helicopter, and oh my god, we have to call in a helicopter. Fuck the SRAM. Oh, I forgot. Only on certain cars you can actually call in a helicopter. I don't know if that's like an undercover thing. We could double check. So if we go to Pursuit Tech, no. Is it genuinely on certain cars, or am I bugging? I know we can definitely call in a heli. No? You're having a laugh. What the hell? Okay, let's go on the Hennessy Venom. I swear you could call a helicopter. Yeah, there we go. So There it is. I think it might only be on certain cars then. The SLR is a DLC car, so maybe that has something to do with it. So, yeah. Let's go out and we'll start a hot pursuit right away. End of the line. Let's do it. It's so fun coming back to Rivals. But, yeah, I do plan to actually go back. I don't know if I've already said this in the intro, because I record the intro afterwards, but I do plan to revisit all the Need for Speeds that I currently own. So that's going to be really, really cool. I actually plan to do a playthrough of 2015 and Heat specifically. If any of you guys want me to do a replay through of Rivals, then you know what to do. Be sure to leave a like. If this video does really well in terms of views, then we'll come back for a part 2 and we'll replay through the game again on my now main account. Here we go then.
Copy that. Apprehend all 1044s before race concludes.
Here we go. And this is really cool. Like, it's so immersive. Hot Pursuit, you're joining like mid-event, but here, nah, you're waiting for them. You're watching them race around, and you're going after them as they start a race. We have completely killed that guy. We only just... Finally, I hit people in front then. Wow. Whoa! Okay, I need to keep going after these front guys. But one of the issues I did have with this is that some of the guys don't catch up behind. So that 4th place guy that crashed out earlier... I ran out of ESF just as he got there. Damn it. But look at all the graphic effects, like all the... Like, the dust storms are crazy. Payback should have had this. Payback was in the desert, but it didn't have it. This game genuinely looks better than Payback. Like, the fact they made this in 5 months is absolutely insane. Alright, we're about to take out one of our first dudes here. Ow! Okay, we only need one more hit on that Ford GT. He's out! Whoa, look at him go. Goodbye. Wow! Wow! Oh, good thing first place seems to have crashed out. That allows other people to catch up. Go! The acceleration on some of these, like, you really feel the heaviness of some of the cars. That's another thing that Rivals has over some of the modern ones. You actually do feel the heavier cars. And since the McLaren SLR kind of counts as a super muscle in my eyes. It's crazy. But yeah, certain parts where you hit the cars have more damage. So we want to get them in the side, to be honest. Because at the back, it doesn't really do as much. Now we want to go through this repair station here. Gets our pursuit tech back, and there you go. He's dead. He's absolutely dead.
10-4 on that arrest. Resume pursuit of remaining suspects.
And now we just wait. There's one more dude. And we got him with the DSF. Now... Oh, I thought that was it. Okay, he's still going. Go, 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 go! We got him. This last dude. Ugh! And that is it.
Good work, officer.
There you go. And you could turn off the sirens with L1 as well. Beautiful. So, I mean, look at that in the distance. Oh my god. Mate, Rivals is beautiful. I'm on the PlayStation 5, but this is genuinely how it looks on the PS4 as well. And it doesn't look half bad on the PS3 neither. So now, I mean, we could do an Interceptor, so... Yeah. But I mean, we could do an Interceptor, but we don't really need to. We've already done one. You kind of know the gist of it. And so, yeah, that was Need for Speed Rivals in 2024, over 10 years later. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful game. One that definitely grew on me over time. I didn't, like I said, I disliked it when it first came out. I wasn't too big on it, but over the years, it definitely grew on me a lot more. Especially, I think I once said, back when we were doing the Career Plus playthrough, I definitely said, Rivals looks a lot better in hindsight because we've got better games now. Games that represent Need for Speed as it should be even more. It should be a mix of Underground and Hot Pursuit and other things, you know? And Heat was that, you know? Heat even had elements of Pro Street in there with the daytime races. So that was like the best of all the worlds. And that's what we want from Need for Speed. We want the best of all these eras. And Rivals just hit a niche, a Hot Pursuit part, and that's not my favourite era of Need for Speed, to be quite frank. Even Most Wanted 2012 hit closer to, yes, it might not be Most Wanted 05, but it is Most Wanted type of, it's Most Wanted styled. It's in that sort of game where you've got that free roam and the police, and, you've got sort of a career leaderboard to work your way up, you know, and that was Most Wanted. That was both Most Wanted games. Whereas Rivals was essentially just Hot Pursuit, free roam, career mode. So it was still great. It's better than Hot Pursuit for sure. I would much rather come back to Rivals 10 times over going back to Hot Pursuit, but we will revisit that at some point. But yeah, it wasn't what a lot of the fan base wanted, and that's why 2015, the reboot, did so well. That's why that was so special, because it was what people wanted at the time. The handling wasn't the greatest, but in terms of the style, the aesthetic, that's what people want out of Need for Speed, and it's not this. But I can still appreciate it, and like I said, Rivals looks a lot better now than it did then, because we've had other games since then, and we can look back on it more objectively instead of being angry that this is what we have to deal with in the modern times. So yeah, that was Need for Speed Rivals over 10 years later, our little revisit of the game. If you want me to do a full playthrough from scratch, let me know. I will do it. I will very much look forward to doing it if you guys ask me to. Just comment below or make sure the video does well. Lots of views, lots of likes, whatever. If it does well, then I'll do more content on it. But for now, that is Need for Speed Rivals, and our next Need for Speed video will be revisiting Need for Speed Payback, because I'm going to do a playthrough of 2015. So we'll go, and Heat. So we'll go to the playthrough ones when we've done all the rest that I'm not going to. So our next one we're revisiting will be Payback, then it will be Hot Pursuit, and then we'll go back to 2015, and then Heat, and then hopefully by the time we're done with Heat, we'll have a new Need for Speed game announced, which I'm very excited about. And there's other racing games I want to try as well. The Crew Motorfest, I need to get that at some point, but of course I need to get back to work first and make money, and I don't go back to work until March. So yeah, we'll just be revisiting stuff. We got other content on the channel, Five Nights at Freddy's, Need for Speed, not Need for Speed, WWE 2K, so F1 as well, so and Call of Duty. So if you're interested in all that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, comment, share, and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Peace.